Alright, we recording. I'm about to say what the fuck going on. Alright, so I seen this video pop up recently. It's Sam Does Art. You already know how I feel about Sam. He's basically level-headed. I'll say he's level-headed. He won't really be kowtowing to the bullshit. He'll call out the bullshit when he can. He do got relationships with these industry niggas. But I appreciate him for his take on this. Now, I've just listened to like maybe the first 5 minutes, but I was like, oh, so Disney on some bullshit. And the reason why I say that is because Disney put out something to basically say that, oh, if you don't support independent, well, not independent, obviously not independent, but if you don't support new stories, then you're a part of the problem type shit. Basically gaslighting they people. I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. I have my own opinion. I'm sure y'all listening to me because of my own opinion. And yes, it may not be politically correct for this situation specifically, but I'll just say that. But I'm pretty sure that he goes into detail.
Back. So in a recent video, I covered the monumental failure of Pixar's most recent new IP, Elio. Now it seems like Pixar is just not learning their lesson, because this headline recently came out that says Disney points fingers after Elio flops. Stop asking for originals if you won't watch them. There's no way we're doing this right now, guys. Pixar, come on. So I thought this has got to be some kind of fabricated, sensationalized headline. Yeah, there's no way they actually said something like this. But guess what? If you go on Pixar's official Instagram profile and you just scroll down a little bit,
and you know what kills me about this situation?
Check it out.
Stop complaining that Disney doesn't make original stories if you don't show up to movie theaters and support them in the first place.
You know what kills me about this situation is I'm gonna be the one to say that. I hate that it was a black woman that has this sentiment towards that, because it's like, it's clearly not that. It's clearly not that. And if anybody knows about this specific movie, the reason why this specific movie was not really in the works, and you know how Disney be doing their movies, even if it's a bad day, they don't show up when it's really fucking bad, when it's a horrible story, horrible plot, even when it comes to the Marvel shit, you know what I mean? But I digress. The reason why people didn't support this is because of what Sam is about to go into, and they don't want to suggest that, oh, maybe this was a little bit too pushy towards that community. You know how they get mad, loud minority, but this movie was about that. It was basically about a young boy being gender fluid, for lack of better words, and that's not something that parents want to teach their children, even if it is lighthearted, even if it is something that may have happened happenstance, even if it is every once in a blue moon, a boy or a girl says that I want to be the opposite sex. That's not something children should be like trying to understand, let alone that's not something that parents want to, hey, I want to send my child to go see this movie and I'm going to support. That's not, even if, like, I get it. There's movies out there where, yes, there are lesbian and gay characters, or even insinuated characters of lesbian and gay, or even trans. But to blatantly put it out there, it's a slippery slope. And to blame the customer for your, for lack of better words, rash and not like reading the fucking room, Disney, which is what you don't do, because you have I don't give a fuck money. Let's keep it a buck. You don't give a fuck. You throw out movies like it's fucking, you know, it's like it is what it is. But I'm going to let him finish. It's like they trying to play the game.
Who said that? Oh my gosh. I thought I was the only one in my car.
He's going to go into detail.
There's a new original story. Look at that. From Disney Pixar called Elio.
It could have been a fucking beautiful story.
It comes out this Friday. So yeah.
It could have been a beautiful story. But Disney, let's stop the cap. Stop the cap, bro. Let's stop the cap. You know damn well why that movie flopped. Disney. Stop playing. Stop fucking playing. I'm probably gonna name this shit specifically, calling out Disney.
A week ago. That is crazy. How tone deaf? Pixar, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Now he says it's tone deaf, but I'm thinking that he's saying it's tone deaf for another reason. I don't think that Sam Does Art is gonna go into the aspect of why I think it's tone deaf. I think it's tone deaf because, hate to be on my Candace Owens shit, but let's keep it a buck. America's not ready for that when it comes to depicting children in a gender fluid manner. Let's just keep it a buck. That's sending you're almost creating more of a wave of backlash that is creating more fucking red America, for lack of better words. This is what you're doing. I'm sorry. It's just like, I get it. You want to be different, you know what I mean? But with the times that we're in, with the president that we have, let's just keep it a buck. This isn't the time that you want to put out a movie like that. Maybe if Kamala won, you know what I mean? Maybe if Kamala won, yeah. But shit, even with Joe Biden, you know, Sleepy Joe, he probably would have fell asleep on the movie. You know, he would have probably just fell asleep on the movie.
Now is the time to blame the audience for not wanting to quote unquote see original stories. Look at K-pop Demon Hunters. I still have yet to watch this, and I'm about to watch this as soon as I get off of this shit. I'm about to watch this shit. I low key don't want to watch it because I got some other shit that I need to be doing, but it's that specific girl in the fucking middle. She makes the most craziest faces. I seen Ergo Josh posted some videos of her exaggerated expressions, and he was talking about how exaggerated expressions are really what make characters when you draw them. Like if you learn how to do exaggerated expressions, you kind of in the bag right there, because people are more attached to that character because of that character's personality. You know what I mean? But I do want to watch this shit. Original story. It's popping off right now. Who doesn't want to see original stories?
The boys.
Disney Pixar just doesn't understand.
I don't need to meet some
that they're in,
fan art.
So maybe let's give them some tough love today, because we should not have
need to figure out what he about to go into.
Trying to gaslight an audience into supporting an IP.
That's what I thought it was, gaslighting.
And blaming a flop on the audience instead of taking responsibility for things that they didn't do well, like marketing, like art style, like the story, which we're going to talk about today.
That's what I want to hear.
Pixar massively changed Elio after the original cut was test screened and not a single person raised their hand.
See? It was test screened and they changed it. Pixar massively changed Elio after original cut was tested and screened. Not a single person raised their hand when asked if they'd pay to see the film in a movie. See? Now it's our fault. It's our fault as the customer. First of all, let's keep it a buck. I don't watch fucking movies nowadays. If I got to, then it's got to be a good ass fucking movie. It's mainly scary movies. I like fucking scary movies. I love scary movies. But when I heard about Elio, I said, they making a gender fluid who? A gender fluid boy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a boy. he is a man, baby. He's a boy. So it's like, I get the fact that there are children that do not know who they are as a human being, let alone as a fucking child. But there's fucking children that do play. There's girls that play with Tonka toys. There's girls that like to wrestle. That don't mean that they're automatically lesbian. That don't mean that they're automatically, you know what I mean? And then there's boys that like to play with dolls. Maybe that's all they fucking got because they got all sisters. You know what I mean? They got all sisters raised by a single mother. That don't mean that he's automatically that. He's a boy. He's a child. Let children be children. You understand what I mean? So that's why I promise you, at the very most, 80 to 90%, that's why if they said that no person raised their hand, that's why they said that they wasn't trying to see that shit in the theater. I promise you, especially with this time and age.
When asked if they would pay to see the film in a movie theater,
Elio was also initially a queer-coded character until leadership told them to make him more masculine. That's even more fucked up on your behalf, Disney, because you didn't stand on business. Stand on business. If that's what you represent as a company, don't backpedal. Because I would respect you more if you was like, this is the company that we're becoming. No, it's always with the money, and people that support this because of some kind of, for lack of better words, DEI type of thing, some kind of greater good type of thing. This is what it is always boiled down to. They asked them if they would pay for it. They said no. Then they rolled it back and said, we're going to make him more masculine. Now, even if I was gay, if I was queer, now I'm looking at Disney like, what the fuck? It's like, what type of shit you on, bro? Like, so you don't fuck with us. You really fuck with the money. Aha, ta-da. You know what I mean? Like, ta-da. It's just like the Disney shit. Somebody was telling me recently, my boy Womp, he was telling me recently, like, that fucking I that fucking Nintendo Nintendo fucking. So get this, I'm gonna need to make a video of this shit, bro, because it's like, I'm gonna just say it. But after Nintendo did what they did with the games, my boy one got the fucking the Super Mario Kart for $80, right? Why people are literally investing in that game just to even I get it, to test it. I get it, to test it. But I know with the update that they came out with, which is crazy because they had an update that basically made the open world somehow different, which basically fucked up a lot of their experience, the gaming experience for the Nintendo. I'm not buying Nintendo Switch. I'm getting the Steam Deck. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all that be on some, like, on my page talking about what I need to do with my money. Fuck y'all for trying to tell me how Nintendo operates like every other fucking system. Fuck all of the systems if they operate like that. Not only is that, but basically they changed the update. I mean, they updated this the game, but they stopped doing the Nintendo voucher shit. I'm not sure if y'all remember, before this Nintendo Switch 2 came out, they was promoting it, but before it came out, it was a Nintendo voucher thing. So they realized people were complaining a lot about the $60 games, $60 to $70 games. So they said, hey, if you don't want to spend it, we'll just make it a cut. So buy one, get another one half off or some type of percentage off with the voucher. You're paying $90, but you're getting like 2 games. Tell me why they stopping the fucking voucher system. They're stopping the voucher system. If y'all don't get, like, you as a consumer have to realize that you're getting fucked. And with the people that support these movies, Elio, they don't fuck with y'all, bruh. They don't. It's literally all about the money. And as much as they say that most companies are all about the money, I hear y'all in the back. At least have some type of thing that you stand on as a company. Something that you stand on. Because if anything, if I look at this as a queer LGBT person, I would even be more enraged at the fact that they walked it back. Now I'm not going to support you because you walked it back and tried to make it more masculine. What? It's like, bruh.
Was also initially a queer-coded character until leadership told them to make him more masculine. Now, that is interesting, so I decided to look into this a little bit. According to multiple insiders who spoke to The Hollywood Reporter, Elio was initially portrayed as a queer-coded character, reflecting original director Adrian Molina's identity as an openly gay.
Understand that. Cool. Kudos to him. I respect the fact that he was trying to make a path for it. Maybe he's seen himself in that boy Elio. You understand what I mean? You got to then ask yourself, sir, as a company, first of all, as an artist that works for under a company, why would they walk it back? You know what I mean? They want to make money. I get that. But it's like, then you have to be like, all right, do I involve myself with it? And that's the weird part about me wanting to even work in the industry. Yes, I do my not safe for work shit, but I'd be like, fuck y'all anyway, because even if I was playing the fucking quote unquote rules, I would still have to be taking it up the ass for certain times. Like, I'm pretty sure that he does not agree with a lot of the things that Disney does, but he has to because he works under them. You understand what I mean? Walking back and making him more masculine. Why? You understand what I mean? But, you know, that's just, I get it. It's not either black or white. There's nuances. We talk about that all the time on this channel. But it's like, I don't know. It's nasty to me because it's like, why are you walking it back?
Film
and then making it more masculine at that.
Did not intend the film to be
I get it if he's walking it back and not showcasing more gender fluid moments. You know what I mean? More ambiguously sexuality moments, but once again, it's a child, because the fact that I'm talking about this with a fucking a non-fiction child, you know what I mean, a fake character, I mean, something that does not exist, but it still just feels nasty because it's like, it's a child, you know what I mean? So like, children do children shit, not boy or girl shit. Children do children shit. But I get it. There are parents that don't like don't like their children doing unmasculine or unfeminine things. It's more with the boys. Let's just keep it a buck. It's really more with the boys because the girls can do a lot of the masculine shit and get away with it. But I'm talking about it as well, where in America, I'm not talking about any other country, but in America, a lot of the boys are being raised as dysfunctional girls. And sometimes the other way around, where the girls are being raised as dysfunctional boys. You understand what I mean? With the way that they go about their expression as a woman or a young lady. You know what I mean? It's a deeper, darker. You know what I mean? It's a deeper, darker
story as the character is 11, but either way the characterization gradually faded away throughout the production process as Elio became more masculine following feedback from leadership. Gone were not only such direct examples of his passion for environmentalism and fashion, but also as seen in Elio's bedroom with pictures suggesting a male crush. Hints at the trash fashion remain in the released film, with the boy wearing a cape decorated with discarded cutlery and soda can tabs, although without any explanation for the unusual attire. Now, I talked about his character design in the last video being completely discombobulated.
It was all over the place,
not knowing what it wants to be, and this might contribute a little bit as to why. If I knew that he was somebody who cared deeply about the environment,
but he was a kid. He was a kid.
And collecting trash off of the beaches, maybe the costumes would have made a little bit more sense, even though they're still not visually appealing to look at. So apparently a couple of years ago during a test screening,
I can see kids, man, as a kid, I was playing with fucking worms and sticks and shit and beetles and I was playing with ants and shit. It was kid shit.
How much
he's on a beach, all of the shit washed up on the beach.
Of them would see it in the theater, and not a single hand was raised. And it was around the same time that Molina screened his latest cut of the film to Pixar leadership. There are different accounts of the exact feedback that the director received from Pixar boss Pete Docter, with rumors circulating in some of the studio circles that Molina was hurt by the conversation. Molina exited the project soon after.
I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure. That's my point. I feel like, yes, I would feel hurt in this company saying, not only are we walking it back, but now we're going to make him other than what I originally made him for. You understand what I mean? Like,
and much of Elio was reworked. Now, some of the insiders are claiming that if the original story had stayed the way it is, if it was a little bit more about the child's identity, with the queer-coded theme, that it would have done better in theaters, and it would have more meaning to the film.
It would have mean a statement.
Of course, confirm or deny that, but
listen, it would have made a statement, regardless of a statement. If I believe in it, if the next man believe in it, if the next woman believe in it, it was still a statement. You understand what I mean? Regardless, it's kind of like I would rather you tell me what you really are than try to fake the funk with me. You know what I mean? Tell me what you like. Tell me who you are. Tell me what you're into, your politics, even if something that I may not agree with. I think that if the industry came to the fucking game, the table, the proverbial table like that, we would be in a different space, bruh.
I think I have a feeling that it would have done just as badly, considering the fact that during a test screening, literally,
I think that it wouldn't, because I think that those people, when they show up, when it comes to LGBT, I said those people, calm down. I get it. I'm black. Calm down. LGBT community, when it comes to them, they support the most, and they'll go hard. They'll go hard just as much as black people support when they did the Black Panther shit. Watch that shit fucking 10, 20 times. You understand what I mean? Just to make a statement. I believe that the LGBT community would have done the same thing. It may not be me. It may not have been the people that was in that community, in that, but because they stood on business, it would have been even more kind of like, yes, I fuck with that. You understand what I mean? But then backing down and then trying to blame the
theaters despite liking the film, and that's kind of how most people feel about it right now. I was deeply saddened and aggrieved by the changes that were made, says former Pixar assistant editor Sarah Ligotic, who provided feedback during the Elio production as a member of the company's internal LGBTQ group, Pix Pride. Ligotic notes that a number of creatives working on the film stepped down after the director shared the first cut of the movie. Another Pixar source disputes that people stepped down in response to Molina's departure.
I'm sure they did.
One former Pixar artist said it was pretty clear during the production of the first version of the film that studio leaders were constantly sanding down these moments in the film that alluded to Elio's sexuality of being queer. Suddenly you remove this big key piece, which is all about
I don't agree with children being quote unquote queer. I don't agree with the aspect of children having a sexual identity, because first of all, they're children. Why are they being sexual? Why are they being sexualized? You understand what I mean? Even if it is amongst their own peers or queer kind, you know what I mean? Meaning other children. Why are children being sexualized? I get it. They have their own identity. But what I'm saying to you is when you put that out in the world and you hear the stories of children growing up not knowing who they are. I get it. Queer, and in general, to me, queer is different, weird, abnormal, just different. You know what I mean? That's queer to me. Even before the whole LGBT, that's what queer was. A queer child was just a weird, different child. Shit, nerds was considered queer back in the day because it was just different. You understand what I mean? But, you know, expanding of technology, vocabulary and all of that. With this being a thing, I wish that they would have stand on business so they could at least see the people that will come out and support them. It would have been a failure, but it would have been a failure to like a failure forward. You understand what I mean? Because it's not going to get billions of fucking dollars, but it would have been a failure forward to know, okay, we do have a mass support of people that will come and support to the greater good of what they really, quote unquote, really stand for. But they don't stand for shit. They stand for fucking money. They stand for money. You know what I mean? So
identity, and Elio just becomes about totally nothing. The Elio that is in theaters right now is far worse than Adrian's best version of the original.
I'm sure it
Elio
is.
was just so
I'm sure because it's a watered down.
Had so much personality, and now he just feels much more generic to
me. He's watered down.
They realize and they're self-aware. This part's very interesting to me. So the Elio production resulted in fraught feelings for those with ties to Pixar who have come to question whether the company intends to prioritize diversity. Dr. sparked debate when he noted in a 2024 interview that the studio should make the most relatable films possible, which was perceived as advocating for a shift away from underrepresented characters and voices. But did the decision to downplay Elio's queer themes actually come from the parent company? Insiders aren't so sure.
They say that, right? They say that, but Frozen went off and did numbers. And Frozen was supposedly about some type. This is what I haven't seen Frozen. I'm not a child. I didn't watch the movie. I don't really like a lot of the fucking musicals. I'm gonna just be honest with you. But Frozen was supposedly some type of. I guess they shipped them. Maybe they shipped them, and maybe I'm tripping. But they basically kept seeing ships with the girls. The girls just all up on each other. You know what I mean? Loving each other. I thought they were sisters. To be honest with you, I don't know what it was. But a lot of the times I would see those in LGBT art spaces. You know what I mean? That would be a thing. And that shit went and done numbers. But I will say this. They weren't children. Do you see what I mean? They weren't children, bro. Like, let children be children.
Sure, a lot of people like to blame Disney, but the call is coming from inside the house. That's the artist. A lot of it is obeying in advance behavior coming from higher execs at Pixar. The person cites such examples as next year's animated feature, Hoppers, having to tone down themes of environmentalism, and also reveals that a movie in early development got a startling note that the director was told you can't have divorce in this movie. Wait
a minute, so you can't have divorce, but you... What the...
different source with knowledge of the project downplays the notion of this representing major meddling and sees such suggestions as typical of any early development process. So there's a lot of
Listen, the reason why I say this, and I'm gonna let y'all go and watch the rest of the video, but the reason why I say this is because this is basically personal. Let's just keep it a buck. I'm gonna be a little bit vulnerable for a moment. As a child, I was exposed. I was sexually harassed. I was sexually assaulted. For lack of better words, I was exposed to shit that I shouldn't have been exposed to. Babysitters, teachers, women that just random women. You know what I mean? As a child, I was exposed to older women exposing me, even older men. I was trying to get sex even at a young age. I was a teenager at that time, but still, like, as a child, I have been exposed to seeing titties, nipples, shit, being exposed to sexuality from porn magazines, cousins doing some fucking weird shit with showing me porn and shit. Like, I shouldn't see that as a child. That's why I'm fucking making the art probably now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm expressing myself in a better, healthy way. I'm not out here fucking everybody. You know what I mean? I'm not out here fucking everything and doing as much crazy shit that I see in these motherfucking ATL streets. You feel me? But what I am trying to do is I'm trying to express my passion, which is for the woman's figure, with art. You know what I mean? I should have it behind me, but just, I do not say for work art. I get it. Yes, it probably does come from a deeper, darker. But I am an individual that was able to cultivate that in a more positive way. That don't always fucking happen. Disney. You understand what I mean? So it's like it goes back to like exposing children to even the identity of sexual identity. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, and you got to be careful, because if you're not first of all, let's talk about parenting within America. We see who we have as presidents, parents. Pick that motherfucker. You understand what I mean? So it's like, you understand the education system of how, if the education system within America is trash, who's raising our children? Because clearly it's not the teachers, right? Obviously, we shouldn't have teachers raising our children. But if the children are fucking horrible, you understand what I mean? It's because of the parents. So just, if you are a parent and you don't condone none of the bullshit, I get it. Stand on business, whoop-de-whoop. But when it comes to something that you may not agree with, like if I had a child right now and he was he was a gay or wanted to be trans, or even when it comes to, this is just my personal opinion. If I had a child that was a girl, wanted to be a lesbian, wanted to be trans, or a boy that wanted to be a gay, or wanted to be gay, or wanted to be trans, I'm like, that's you. It is what it is. He'll know my views on it. I don't really understand it, and I don't agree with a lot of it. But I will say this: I love you, and I want you to be the greatest fucking human being on earth. I want you to protect yourself. I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to have a better mental health. I want to make sure that I provide, still as a parent, the best possible life that you can have. All I can do is birth you and try to, give you the resources. That's it. Give you the knowledge and give you the resources. That's it. That's all I can do, and nurture you. You know what I mean? Give you some type of understanding of the world, especially as a black person. You know what I mean? Whether you're a black girl, black woman, or a black man, young black man or a young black woman. But I don't think that a lot of parents come to the situation with the child being a child. And sometimes I've seen a lot of those situations where the parents are forcing, for lack of better words. I say forcing because it's like, how is your child 8 years old and you talking about they want to cut their thing off? You know what I mean? Your little boys, and each eye cut his, what? That's a child. You know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be people that agree with me on that. I get it. I don't really care, but it's a child. Let them be children, bro. Like, don't expose them to that type of mind state. I hear so many stories of those people saying how, as a child, they don't make it. They kill themselves because of how much shit they got to go through because of that identity. It's mind-boggling. It's almost hurtful. You know what I mean? I don't want any human to go through that, but I understand it happens because some human beings are fucking diabolical. You know what I mean? Like, you see them in the comment sections and shit. You feel me? But I digress. The main thing is, Disney, you on some bullshit, yo. You on some bullshit. You should have stayed on business. You feel me? You should have stood on business. If you make fucking failure Marvel movies all the fucking time. Like, let this shit let them have that. It is what it is. That's crazy. But again, even if I don't agree with children not being children, because I'm on the side where this is a little bit pushing it. I would not want this to be in the theaters because I do believe that children should be children. You understand what I mean? Not be marketed to of how they should show up in the world. Just my opinion. But I also, on the other hand, believe that if you're going to do it, stand on it. Stand on it. Don't push back, because now, don't come over here no more like, nigga, you was going to do that. If you was going to do that, that's what it is. But that's just my opinion on the thing, man. Tell me what you think in the comment section. It is what it is. I know people not going to agree with everything. And like that, we gon' bunkai.